Hello everyone and welcome back to the next episode of Prophecy of Pendor Mountain Blade Warband, where I am still under the weather, and so I apologise if this is a shorter episode, or perhaps I don't sound as clear as maybe I normally do. We haven't been able to get ourselves into the Shadow Legion just yet, so we're going to give it another go, and it may be a little bit of a compilation you'll see of me dying considerably over and over again, but I would like to join the Knighthood Order because it will give us some really good rewards, benefits, and in the long run prove very useful indeed. Okay, well, after about 20 minutes of trying, I haven't had much success. I managed to knock out all 3 horses and one of the Centurions, but the 2 lads with lances make it pretty impossible for me to finish that off, so I think probably I need to get my archery better and then shoot them from a distance, because at the moment I don't think the lance is really going to work. It's a nice idea, but I just don't think in principle it's going to work enough to really finish the job. So we need better gear all round and better skills, so we'll come back for these guys later. However, if there's anything I can do to help, like a bounty, I'll happily do that. So I'm always happy to take on some snake cult, for sure. In fact, this time right here, let's give this a go. We've got pretty low health, but it's okay. They'll get us some good money, if nothing else. And some more positive relation with them, which is by no means a bad thing. Infantry here, archers here, cavalry on the side. I think their cavalry will charge. So we'll send our own cavalry to charge as well. Try ourselves as much time as possible for our main kind of 2 lines here, our infantry and archer line. Our archers are where we're strongest, so we've got to use that effectively. I want to try work on my archery skill today. We no longer have the Huithril manifest, which is sad. It's an excellent bow. But there are some decent bows we can get in the meantime. I also want to think about improving Noldor relations. Ow. And also, I probably want to think about unlocking that kind of mini base near Kywnn. It would be very useful in the future. So that's probably the plan for today. And I will kind of, between episodes, have a go at the Shadow Legion until we manage to get it, because it might take a while, for sure. There we go. Well done, gentlemen. 6 for now, 14 morale. Let's take all this stuff to sell. Because we're making good money now, but we could always be making more money. We'll go for Valentine Infantry here. Not sure what we'll turn them into after that, however. Pendor Man at Arms and Barclay Arquebusier. How much was that for our score? Not quite enough, but close enough that we can make some good progress. How actually is our relation with the Noldor at the moment? They're still suspicious, but I think we have been doing some good work with them. They're only down to -18, which is not bad. Probably not strong enough yet to take on the quests that you need to do to actually become friends with the Noldor. So that's not a terrible thing to do anyway. We're just going to sell this stuff here. However, one of the benefits of being friends with the Noldor is you get access to some of their equipment. And of course, their equipment, being of Elven make, is much, much stronger than kind of everyday items you can find in local markets. Hello there, Sift Moonshadow. I want to sell all my prisoners. Have you got anything of interest for me? You don't. I also want to check the arms here. There's a nice ebony arming sword. It's not a bad weapon at all. But we still need to really be going with blunt weapons at the moment, just to help our income. And also we don't have the strength for that, but that's a very nice sword. I'm keeping an eye out for if there are any decent bows around, because we could do with some for sure. Right, over to Janos. There's usually some snake cult hunting around here as well. We're making 6,500 DNRs per week, which is excellent. There's probably not much we want to do to that money apart from get the last 2 businesses up and running, because eventually we're going to just need all that money regardless. You're just forest bandits, that's less interesting. Where are all the snake cult at? Must be some around somewhere, but I think we've been pile driving them too hard recently. Leslie is off. She doesn't like Donovan, which is understandable. He's a nasty piece of work, but he does train your troops very quickly indeed, which is why it's worth doing. I'm not going to bother chasing after those guys because someone else would have beaten us there. Into the tavern. I'm just going to get myself a little bit of additional... Oh, hello. Welcome back, Reva. You can come back in for now. I doubt you'll stay for long.
Have we met?
But you're welcome to come back in for the time being. As you can replace Leslie. I also want to speak to Lethal Deering, because now that I'm level 20, I can ask him about recruitment. We are needed soldiers. Can you help the party somehow? He can give me several Pendor armoured bowmen. And I classify these as mercenaries because that's a lot of money to spend for about 3 soldiers. So, well, 4 soldiers in this case. Pendor armoured bowmen are not bad at all. And Lethal Deering, Sir Alistair, usually the best 2 to ask. Sometimes Donovan. Those 3 are the best 3 to ask for soldiers because they provide some pretty good ones. You can very rarely get some Noldor troops from Lethal Deering, which is of course very, very good. And can really improve your army. Hello there, Singalians. That's 200 of you. We're probably not ready to take you guys on just yet. But I want to speak to... Where is he? Well, we'll take the Maiden Scouts. Hello, Ramoon. A game of chance? No, not this week. But over here, let's have a look. That's not a bad bow, actually. However, our horn bow is actually probably better overall for the time being. There's a certain kind of bow I'm looking out for. It hasn't really shown up yet, but I'm sure it will do at some point. We still need to go back and find some more snake cults. Let's go do that now. We also probably want to keep an eye on what's happening on the overall world map, because last time we saw the Fitzfane having a little bit of trouble. Looks like they're still not doing all too great. So we might want to take over their lands in future if we can. Any snake cult around? Oh, hello, there's something there. There you are, 44 snake cult, that'll do the job. Although if Lord Alice here is going to get involved, we probably won't get that much score for it, but it might be enough to tip us over the edge. And then we can head towards Laria to maybe deal with some, or help out the Noldor. I do like the Empire troops. I think they look pretty damn cool overall. Obviously kind of Greek and Latin influences. I wondered where the snake cult were, but they must just... Oh yeah, they're just over this hill. It's the cavalry. I don't know where the archers are, and I've taken a screenshot. Well done, me. That's not what I really intended to do, but that's fine. We'll get some prisoners here if we can. Keeping an eye out for all these throwing weapons and other things being thrown at us. Ow. Let's see if we can do some archery. Horse archery. It's not going particularly well, admittedly. But now the Empire troops are arriving, we can probably get back in with our melee weapon here. Take out some of these lower level troops. There we go. Take you out. Another gladiators, they're fun. Right, 1 renown, 3 morale. We've helped Lord Alice out. I don't expect to get much recompense for doing so. We'll take these guys. I might have also tipped us over the... Yeah, it's tipped us over the quest line. Good. I'm actually going to get rid of these maiden scouts because I might get a quest reward from the Shadow Legion. So we're going to go check that out and then head towards Lara to hopefully help with the Noldor and kind of get in their good books. My bounties to claim. Shadow Legion Marini and Centurions joined the party. We don't know if we got... I don't think we would have got the Marini. I don't think we had space. I think we might have had 5 already before. 3 more Shadow Legion Centurions. Excellent. Now, they did die quite quickly last time, so hopefully they don't die as quickly this time, but we were being a little careless with them, admittedly. Right, over towards Laria. Holy Inquisitor is on the field. That's fine. That's another one of these big armies that you can take on. However, we don't really want to annoy them because they are not actively kind of hostile to us, and it's very hard to repair relations with them. Oh, hello there, Sizer Ulzas. You are Empire Immortals and Shadow Legion Centurions with Marinis as well. Who can we lure you to? Can we lure you towards... Sarleon, maybe? See if the King of Sarleon's about. You've clearly also already taken out quite a few Sarleon troops and Stakehold troops. But I wouldn't mind your gear. I don't know if we've got a large enough contingent of lords nearby to take him on. Because the way we beat the Jatu lord is with help from the Dashar. Oh, come back. There's also Ebony Gauntly Lights. Oh no. Oh, we're kind of stuck here. Run. We do not want to be taking on the Ebony Gauntlets either. Those guys are excellent soldiers. There's a few Sarleon Lords here, but not quite enough. I wouldn't mind taking on the... We could probably take on the Ebony Knights by themselves. I would not want to take on Siler Ulzas as well, to be honest. 45 of them. Ebony Gauntlet hammers aren't usually too bad. These guys have a lot of good... yeah. These guys are pretty good with their crossbows, so we're going to pull back. We might get some decent gear from these guys though. But their crossbows were probably slightly superior to ours, but I'm hoping that numerically we'll be better off. And the hammers shouldn't be too bad. The arquebusier has already been knocked out. They're going to now charge. I'm not charging my cavalry in preemptively because they've got these hammers, and those guys are pretty good against cavalry. Yeah, the Ebony Gauntlet hammers aren't too bad because they're the sergeant troop. Like, we will manage here, but we'll take a few losses. As you've already seen, we've already managed to lose a few troops in the field. I'm absolutely terrible with my bow and arrow today. Right, now that we've dealt with the majority of the hammers, I feel comfortable letting our cavalry and everyone else charge. I also, if I do want to take on Siler Ulzas, I don't want to be dealing with these guys as well. I do actually really like the Ebony Gauntlet troops, they're really quite fun. But they go against the Noldor, and given that we're going to need the Noldor in this playthrough, I can't really afford to spend the time to make friends. Although they are good because they knock people out quite a lot. Because they've got these big hammers and polearms. So they're pretty good. It's just, unfortunately, pretty hard to level them up when they are actively hateful against another faction that you want to be friends with. I think you're the last chap there. Yes, you are. Only 1 dead, but 6 wounded, mostly because they had these blunt weapons. It's also a good amount of morale and renown for the troops. Didn't seem to get any gear from them though, unfortunately. Who's not at war at the moment? Empire's not at war. We could bring him down towards Janos. The Dashar aren't at war either. We could try bringing him down towards Janos, see if that works. Because I think Maris Imperator has a mercenary group that we might be able to utilise in our favour here. Let's have a look, see if we can make this work. If we can bring him on side, that would be excellent. I'm just hoping Maris Imperator's home at Janos, because if he's not, that could be a problem. There he is. Is he got a mercenary company with him? I'm not sure if he does or not. I need to bring them closer together, preferably. However, they won't engage for the time being. We need a few more Empire Lords in the area to make that work, really. I thought he had a mercenary company with him. He doesn't. There's a few Lords over here. This might change opinions. Let's have a look. We can bring these guys down this way. We're going to Origar Castle. That's unfortunate. Something tells me we're not going to be able to bring him in. So we'll just leave that for the time being. It's unfortunate, but it's the way of things. Oh, a bandit. Oh, your snakehold. That's a problem. Your crossbows actually do hurt. Nope. Snake armsmen are tough. Oh, that's a lot of money lost. Into the tavern we go. Havadar, Brother Randolph. Brother Randolph, you're quite interesting sometimes. Do you have Nordal relations books? You do. Excellent. I'm going to buy 2 different books. Now, these are very expensive, but they do give you some pretty good benefits in the long run. Great Leaders of Pendor will give us another point in leadership, would you believe? And Codex the Righteous Ranger will improve Nordal relations. That's 17,000 down the drain, but we're making good money at the moment anyway, so don't necessarily consider that a huge problem. So I'm going to go to camp, take an action, read a book, Codex the Righteous Ranger, and that will just, over time, be read when we're resting or in camp somewhere. And that will actually allow us to get some pretty good relations with the Nordal. Very useful. Let's just buy what food is here. It's not going to be particularly cheap, that's fine. Speak to the Guildmaster, see if he's got any interesting jobs for us. Jatu Hornsman, I'm not convinced that's something I want to do, especially if they mention Poinsbrook. We'll leave Ulzas around here. He might end up fighting someone. Let's head towards Laria, as we originally intended. We do have this book, but it'd be useful to also be able to make friends with them other ways as well, and that's usually through fighting. That's Rangers of the Clarion Call. Those guys are friendly, that's not a problem. Do have to watch out for the Nord, although they still don't like us. I suppose we could deal with some Jatu. Or we could go to Kywnn, which might be a more sensible idea, and set up this little ruins, because I know that over here we can speak to the people at Kywnn. More ebony gauntlets are forming around Seven Cross Creep, but I want to go to the village elder at Kywnn. A question, priest. Are there any castles nearby? The closest one is Seven Cross Keep, but it's half a day away, madam. There's nothing in between, only fields and some old ruins. Ruins? Yes, madam. Some ruins nestled at the base of the mountain range, just over that way, where the river begins its descent. Elderly locals say that they are cursed, but we know how addled the old mind can be. Can you give me instructions on how to get there, or at least find it? The ruins are not far from here, madam, but they can be easily missed. Follow the river towards the mountain range, and follow inward where the river has been carved. Thankfully, I know where this is. It's just down here. The old ruins, there we go. So we can investigate the area. Here we are, kind of the end of the river. Don't need our weapon out, really. Actually, there's not going to be any hostiles here, because it's a pretty obscured area for the most part. We will find a few interesting things in here, for sure. So here we move into the old ruins. And somewhere in one of these buildings, just down over this way, there should be a chest. Usually it's in here somewhere, I believe. I might have got the wrong... Oh no, there it is. I thought I got the wrong room, but it's there. So, we have found a rusting morning star, a cracked griffin heater shield, and a fragile book. Bring to that fragile book with us. It's a quest item. These griffin items here might give you a slight indication of what's happened here in the past. Right, get on a horse, and we leave. We're actually going to have to stop reading that book of the Righteous Ranger book, because we want to read this fragile book on the way. And we want to head up to Poinsbrook, because there's something we need to do up there for this quest. I've done this quest a few times by now. It's a little frustrating to do at times, but it's not usually the end of the world. Hello there, Blackroot clans, you're generally okay. Right, so over here into Poinsbrook, let's just have a quick look at the armory. Some nice bows here, but nothing particularly good. Some very nice looking siege crossbows. But nothing that we really need for the time being. We will, however, pick up some more food while we're here. We don't need the grapes though, but we'll take everything else. And we're just going to wait here for some time, because I want to read this book, and the safest place to do that is here. Ooh! San Uzas has launched a surprise attack on Ethos. That could be interesting. I also did see there's something happening over here. What's happening here? Khajuda the Ravager against Duke Aldemir. Oh, our old friend Khajuda the Ravager. Problem being, he's a bit too strong. There aren't enough other lords nearby to help. But we'll keep an eye on him. Khajuda the Ravager's not usually a terrible chap to try to take on. He's only got 345 troops, so that's not terrible. We're just going to sit here in Poinsbrook reading our book, being a person of kind of bookish nature. How are we doing? We are about 23% of the way through. So a little bit of time to go yet. While we're doing that, we're going to have a look at the world map. Definitely the Shah. Oh, San Uzas escaped. We should have been down in Ethos. We could have taken advantage of that, but that's fine. Definitely the Dashar seem to be doing pretty well for themselves. They've spread out into Empire territory. They've spread out into the territory of the Fiatsvane. This is why we want to be friends with the Noldor fairly quickly. Because if the Empire collapses, we're going to need to move soon into Stalteron Kingdom, and I don't want to do that just yet. We're not strong enough, but we may not have a choice if the Empire collapses, because then the Shah might just get simply too strong for us to deal with. Who have we not sent out on our... First of all, let's ask some more troops. I'm going to hold off Lethal Dirin, though, because he will give us some Noldor troops on his return. And I want to save those for later. However, any troops here, Pendor Armoured Bowman, I will take. Get you guys upgraded. I think everyone else here, we already asked them to go out and get troops for us. Oh, Sir Alistair hasn't gone yet. You could hardly do worse than Pendor's current rulers. I think I could support you as Queen of Pendor, assuming you swore to do something to civilise this land. I would support you, but on condition you promise to permit me to introduce customs to your new court suitable to a proper queen, including feast with something fit to eat for a change. I can also recommend an excellent torture to help persuade the... I'm not going to try that word. that you are the best ruler for Pendor. I'm sure a few of my old cohorts will lend me an ear as a support. Should I see what I can do for you? Off you go, good sir. You'll bring us back some Eventide troops, which are always fun. Let's have a look at our book. We're up to 70%, not far now. Right. Keep an eye on Kywnn the Ravager, because he might be another excellent person to start farming some Qualis gems. Again, Qualis gems can be pretty useful for certain stages of this campaign. And all of this is just going to be starting to set up for the future. This is why we need Kywnn. Kywnn is important because it will allow us to hold up to 100 troops there, even though we don't have a castle. And given that we do not have allegiance to a faction, we're not going to get a castle before we start our own kingdoms. It's very useful. You've finished reading the fragile book. Unfortunately, the brittle, mouldy old pages crumble, almost as if its fate intended it this way. So, that's now been left. We will reselect Codex of the Righteous Ranger. And I need to head into Poinsbrook itself. Oh, there's a tournament here. Poinsbrook is not a great place to do tournaments from memory. Because, it might be melee. If this is a melee one, I can give this one a go. If it was a ranged one, I wouldn't even bother. If this is a melee tournament, we'll try this. But our horse has already taken a lot of damage. But I do love potential money and renown, both of which are very important in this game. See if we can take out this chap's horse. No, but we can at least damage it, which is the main thing. Our horse is almost dead, though. We need to watch out. See if we can save our friend over here. No, but we might be able to delay things, if nothing else. Please leave me alone. Oh. Oh no, that's bad. We have very little health remaining. Seems to be a lot of yellow troops still alive, and I'd like for that not to be the case. See if we can take this chap out. Oh, stop killing people before we get there. So at this point there's a whole bunch of yellow troops alive, and I'm not thrilled by it. There's a few red troops, there's only one of our troop left. We're going to be dead here, yep. I could have played that probably a little bit better, but that's okay. I wanted to go to the tavern, that's why I'm here, and speak to Vorador the Scribe. I have found the ruins and discovered some information. At the beginning I visited Kywnn and spoke with the Elder. The Elder was forward in noting that there were no other castles in the area, but only ruins. He mentioned that they were located at the base of the nearby range, where the river first starts. Very interesting. Were his instructions clear? Yes, I decided to go follow the river and travel. Finding it wasn't easy, but as I got closer to the mountain, a path began appearing. A very old and worn path, still covered by forest and dense brush. Not much left by now, though. There are what I assume was once a castle, which included the remains of a gatehouse, foundations of a few bigger houses, and towers. It seems that some time ago, a battle took place there. After further examinations, I found old weapons and various rusty armour pieces, some with a visible griffin heraldry. Upon further searching, I found a chest. Under a pile of rubble, I discovered a slightly damp oak chest, and inside was some equipment, which held a worn griffin symbol, accompanied by an old book, to be more specific, the diary of a long-forgotten knight. It seems that these ruins were once a castle which 60 griffin knights called home. The last few pages describe preparations to a feast organised by the commander, who was to host for the Lion's Grand Master. A 300 or so strong delegation was expected. Based on what I see on the site and knowing some history of both orders, it's not hard to imagine what unfolded there. I'm familiar with this story, the Gerbolt Massacre. In summary, it explains the vanquishing of the Royal Griffin Knights, still loyal to the non-existent Pendorian monarchy. It was known that the Griffins had rough relations with the Lions. Furthermore, Lions have recorded that they indeed did wipe the remaining order. No one knows when or where exactly, those details were expunged from records. So where is this book? I'd like to expect it for its contents, for authenticity, and archival reasons, of course. Unfortunately, as I said, it was an old book and very fragile. I was very careful, it simply fell apart, turned into dust. It would be hard to know if this place you found was the site of the massacre, and with no evidence of a primary source can be authenticated, maybe for the best. I think it's best we drop this anyway. It would be rather dangerous to spread information like this, as the Order of the Lion may take offence. We don't need unnecessary attention anyway. Perhaps you're right, but something tells me there is more to this place. I have an idea. So now, we go back down to Kywnn, hopefully avoiding Kywnn the Ravager, or this other Jatu army who's currently prowling. It's not a very safe place to be at the moment. If we can sneak through, that'd be okay. I don't mind the odd Jatu Warband, I just don't want to deal with the majority of them. So we need to go down to Kywnn here. And we need to speak to the village elder. I'm looking for a skilled builder. Madam, I do know some builders. 2 builders live in our village. Normally I would recommend my nephew Grigard, but he's currently visiting our cousins in Talbel. The other is Bernard. I'll hire Bernard, let him know, and give those instructions to the old ruins we have spoken about before. Excellent. So we can head back over to the old ruins here, wait for it to become daytime, and we can meet the builder. It's important we do this, because this will give us not much flexibility in our campaign, but it will give us a little bit of flexibility going forward. He should be somewhere just inside here. You can see there's a few people now walking about, and that's going to be... I think it's Reva. No, it's Kavera over there. How are you doing? I need to speak to Bernard. Hello there, sir. Welcome, madam. Hello, Master Bernard. Good to have you here. What do you think about this place? Could I establish a permanent base here? The valley has potential, madam, but it would require a lot of work and a lot of labour. What would you need to make it happen? So, he needs tools, strong horses, heavy lifting, food... Sorry, horses for heavy liftings and food, and a barrel of ale. He also needs 20 refugees. So, 3 bags of tools, 3 sumpter horses, 1 barrel of ale, 5 meat, and 20 refugees. Easier said than done. So first of all, because we don't really have space for them. But I said to Sarleon, see if we can start getting some of these bits ready. Ale we can buy. We're going to buy a couple, so I think some of it can go missing if our party decides to, you know, have a little bit for themselves. There's some tools there. We also need some sumpter horses. Heavy sumpter horse. There's 1. Head over to Marleon. There should be some nice horses there. Ithrandir is back. I think he got defeated fairly recently. More tools, excellent. More meat. Dried meat can sometimes be the most frustrating bit of this entire exercise. There's no sumpter horses here, though. Head up to a vendor. We shouldn't actually really do the meat yet. The meat is kind of the final stage. Because we need to have enough tools. I think there's 5 tools, they said. 5 tools, we need 3 sumpter horses. Of course, we're not going to find any now. And the dried meat. But the dried meat will come back for at a later stage. And the ale, which means we now need to head up to the north, because I need myself some refugees. And this will be the best place for us to get them. Is dealing with Mist Mountain tribes, because they tend to have a few refugees as prisoners in their party. They get 3 refugees. So we need to chase these guys down. Sullivan and Ravenstone are at war, that's fine by me, I'm not involved with that. Prepare to die. I might have to get rid of some of my other troops just to give these guys space. Which is a shame, because some of my troops are pretty decent here. But we might lose a troop or two mid-fight anyway. And that would work pretty well for us, actually. We're not really getting the loot. We're not going to be getting great loot from these guys. That's not really why we're here. We are simply here for 20 refugees. Go after you. Nope. Someone else beat me to it. That's fine. I think we're going to struggle to lose any troops here, to be honest. We'll take the first few decent bits of armor we see. We can afford to get rid of these highwaymen. The rest of our troops are actually not terrible. The heavy skirmishers can probably go, as can the Vikavi sentinels. It feels silly to get rid of such good troops, but we do probably need to do that for the time being. We can load refugees you don't need to get 20 at once. You can do multiple runs, but it's easier to do it in one run if possible. There's a mismounted hideout, that's good to know. Need to find myself some more refugees. These guys can be a pain to chase down. Oh, hello. Who are you? I don't really want to deal with the Mettenheim troops, to be honest. Not 194 of them. You guys got some refugees, but I don't really want to chase you deep into Chatu territory for obvious reasons. It's not a very safe place to be. You've got one refugee, it's not really worth my time. If you've got 3 or 4 refugees, that's preferable. 2 refugees is doable. 91 versus 44. I actually don't mind that they've got more on their side. That's kind of okay for me, to be honest. We'll let everyone charge. See, we might even be able to get our sumpter horses from here, to be honest. Right. Let's go after some of these troops on foot. I guess at least we might be able to get some prisoners. Probably this might not be a bad time for us to increase our archery proficiency. So let's do that instead. I don't know how much it's going to increase, but it might increase a little bit. Doesn't mean we get less prisoners. But these guys won't suffer much anyway. So that's fine. Eventually Alistair's going to come back with his troops, and that's not going to be very helpful actually, because we won't have space for these refugees that we need. So we need to not upgrade them into anything which aren't refugees. That's important. Oh, go after you guys. You guys are nice and trapped, or you were. Again, we can just charge. I'm not a great fan of these mountainous maps, but they're not, because they're not great for horse riders. But we're not a horse-heavy army, so that's okay. Right, got to you. Good thing about these guys is that even if they do attack me, they don't tend to do too much damage. I do want to keep getting my proficiency up with my bow and arrow. So if I could not miss every single shot I'm taking, that'd be great. We definitely just damaged a friendly horse there. I'm not getting much proficiency, but it's something, at least. There we go. We'll take a little bit of this armor if it's any good. 2 more refugees. If we get up to 10, that'd be good. So who can we let go? We'll let go of the Fitzvent Huntresses. They're not that good, to be honest. There's 3 refugees there. I would quite like them for myself, please. Just got to chase them down. Prepare to die. And charge again. I don't really care for the loot, I care for the refugees. And it gives our companions a little bit of experience as well, so I can't really complain. There we go, a bit more proficiency. Corsi and more proficiency for like stuff like headshots. Look, bugger off, I'm busy. Go away. There we go, at least got to shoot you. Although, got more proficiency for that, but it's better than nothing. And that's 3 more refugees. We're probably going to have to go deposit these guys down near Kywnn, because I don't think we'll be able to take more of these guys without losing some of my pretty decent troops. So we're going to have to head down to Kywnn now and do that. How long till Alistair's back in 12 days? Can we deposit these guys and get 8 more refugees in 9 more refugees in 12 days? I think we can. Alistair will bring back some Eventide Gilman and some Knights of the Eventide. Oberst Heinrich is in Pendor. That's good, but also bad. I need to go to Kywnn, so around here. Into the old ruins. I think we need the other bits first. That's a problem, actually. So what have we got? We've got the ale. We don't have the meat, for sure. We've got the tools. We need the horses. We need the horses and the meat. And then we need to give him the refugees. And I do sometimes find that it's a bit of an issue to find what we need. There's 2 more Sumpter horses. Now we just need to find a bunch of meat in time. And the problem is that our party will continue eating that meat as we find it. And it can't be sausages, can't be chicken or beef or pork. It has to be the dried meat, which is kind of annoying. Over here. Let's at least sell these little bits, get these out of the way, I suppose. But it sometimes requires you to go to pretty much every single market on the map to find enough meat in time. There's plenty of other food here, just not the food we need. And it really does not take long for the other meat to be eaten. What you can do sometimes is, first of all, let's help out these Silver Mist Rangers. Sometimes you can deposit it in chests like Rain or Valenbray and then come back for it later, which is sometimes quite useful. I know that's probably what we'll end up doing. But at this rate, Sir Alistair's going to come back annoyingly. Everyone charge. This is just to get some additional positive relation with these Silver Mist Rangers here. There's only 5 Silver Mist Rangers, but they're still doing a pretty competent job. Go to this Berserker. He's going to hurt. See if we can do some damage to him here. Probably not. Oh, sorry. I think I probably hit lethal deer in there. That's fine. Main thing is we helped out the Silver Mist Rangers. So that makes them cooperative with us. Take those bits to sell. So the hunt for dried meat continues. I think you can hunt... I don't know if you can smoke meat, can you? That's something I didn't consider. I might try that in a second, actually. Head here into Ravenstone. See if there's any meat here we can buy that isn't. But if we go to Orin here and speak to the village elder, I want to buy some cattle. Let's buy 3. And then slaughter some of the animals, all 3 of them. That gives us some fresh beef. Yeah, he needs dried meat, unfortunately. I don't think there's a way for us to... I don't think there's a way for us to smoke that meat, unfortunately. So we'll just sell that meat for some value. I mean, we're taking a bit of a loss there, but that's not really the main problem, to be honest. Over here, right, you have 1 dried meat. We're going to store all our meat in rain until we have enough, and then we need to run it down to Kywnn in time. So Alistair's is going to come back and we're not going to have space for him, which is annoying. We might be able to delay him till later. That's the cracked Hawkstone bow, which is weirdly worse than this one. But it will be better in the long run, I would think. It's about the same. The speed rating is slightly better on the Hawkstone. Once the Hawkstone is fixed, it will be pretty good. Right, dried meat's going in here. And we need to find another 4 dried meats, preferably 5. Let's just suggest a Warband, that's okay. No meat there, unfortunately. We probably need to head down towards the Shah territory. I don't think we've checked there for food yet. This is arguably one of my least favourite bits of this quest. Hello there, what are you guys doing? Oh, you're fighting Noldor. No, thank you. If you're fighting someone else, I would have helped you, but I'm not getting involved with the Noldor. Just no one has meat, it's really frustrating. So, on to Sarleon. If we're lucky, we might find enough food here. We wouldn't need to go up to Rain to get it. No meat there, but there is a tournament here. Do we want to take part in it? I don't think so. I think we've got bigger things to do at the moment. Down to Ethos. Don't have that bit. There's no meat there, unfortunately. Head down to Says. There might be some there, so we haven't been in that direction in a while. I have an idea. Speak to the Guildmaster. I don't know if there's somewhere for it. There might be somewhere where it makes dried meat for us. I'm not sure. But let's check the Dressar territory, see if they've got some meat for us. That's 77 snake gold, my word. Empire and Silent War. So it looks like Silent's going to have a bit of trouble going forward. They seem to be fighting quite a few people at the same time. Over to Kywnn. There's just no dried meat anywhere. And over to Singal. That's unfortunate. Torba, perhaps. No, but Torba has lots of wool and salt. Let's see if we can sell that wool somewhat cheaply. I can't take you back just yet. If you try again, please. Selling salt at Ethos would sell for a decent profit. But again, we've got more important things to do, I would think. But it's good to know that there's cheap wool at Torba. It's very useful to know, in fact. Sausages, some good spice here as well. Oh, he's given us the Eventide troops. That's interesting. He's given us 9 Eventide Gilmans, which is great, but it means we won't be able to recruit any more refugees for a while. I don't think we got any Eventide Knights, unfortunately. That's unfortunate. Oh well. Right, where are we going to find the remainder of this meat? Possibly even villages. Villages might have it. It will come at a much higher cost, but I'm not opposed to trying, really. Ah, they've got fresh beef, but not dried beef. That's unfortunate. But villages might not be a bad shout to see if we can find stuff there. It looks to me like they're likely to have fresh meat, not dried meat. I don't know if villages can actually have dried meat. I never really checked this thing before. They've got plenty of fresh beef, but that doesn't help really. Ooh, we go over to some Ghazi Reavers. Those guys are fun to deal with. There's also a lot of Singani enslavers there, but they are actually running from us. But we'll take on these Ghazi Reavers. These guys are no joke. Cavalry is going to charge straight away, because they're going to charge straight away. Infantry here, archers here. Oh no, this was a bad idea. Our refugees. Protect the refugees. We leave. Can't do that. We can't. We spent so long trying to get these refugees. It's going to be a pain to get them back. Stagheart. So they've got stuff, just not the kind of stuff we need, unfortunately. They have pork, they have chicken, they have sausages, they have beef. Just not what we need. It looks to me like they don't do dried meat, unfortunately. No, it just doesn't look to be something that they do. So we're heading to Marlion. There's some dried meat, that's good. We might be able to drop that off in Kywnn, because I don't want to lose that meat. So we've got one in Rain, one in Kywnn. That's a good start. So into the old ruins. Because there is still a chest here that I can utilise for the time being. It seems very silly just to go all the way into the kind of ruins here, just to place one meat in storage. But unfortunately I've got a big party, they all need feeding, and they're all going to eat that meat very quickly. So I need to find 3 more now, which is not terrible. I think the chest is over here. And it is still here. Please, still be here. Thank you. There we go. Dried meat. We've already eaten 8 just on the journey over here. Goodness me. Right, Sarlion. So we'll try the Fiatsvein territories because we haven't checked there for a while. Oh, there's another meat. This is going really well. Let's also buy some other food so we don't eat that as quickly. We're going to have to take... We're just going to have to go straight back to Kywnn now. Unfortunately. There we go. Put these guys in. We're going to have to go all the way back. Then we need to find 2 more. And then we can go get that meat that we stashed in Rain. Shouldn't be too bad. Then we should have all the relevant items. Then we'll just need to find the remainder of the refugees, so that shouldn't be too bad. We can probably do a couple of big important fights and then lose some space. Well, this is normally how I do it. I normally put meat in this chest and preemptively, but I just haven't done so this time. Usually I have a smaller party when I do this quest as well. Let's put the smoked meat in, the dried meat. That's 3 out of 5. I haven't been able to fit the Fitzfen areas for a while. They may have some meat for us. Let's go have a look. Because I want to get this old ruins underway. It will be very worthwhile in the long run. Chatu have got an army. There's one specific... I'm going to decline that invitation from the Dashar. There's one specific unique army I'm looking out for. Because they're always fun to take on. Any meat here? No. Down to Windholm, perhaps? I don't think we've been down to Windholm for a long time. It's kind of out of the way, so I don't tend to unless I'm based there. Hello, what's going on here? I'm just taking some snake cards, fine. I do want to hang around there for sure. Nothing else here, unfortunately. Well, I'll tell you what, down here in Windholm, we'll call the part there, as I need to look after my voice, and I also need to be trying to record some other episodes of other stuff at the same time, which obviously my voice is not going to hold out for very long to do. So we'll leave things there. I'll go find some more meat between episodes, and we'll get Kywnn underway. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.